Hi, I'm Victoria Griffin. I am a professional editor, a represent author, and the owner of Blue Pen Books. Today, we're going to talk about the essential approach you need to land an agent. No matter where you are in your querying journey, I'm going to ask that you listen to this with an open mind and really try to take this to heart. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The thing you already know. Querying is hard, and most writers don't even make it out of the gate. In 2019, one literary agency received 14,000 queries and signed 14 new clients. 1 in 1,000. Those are not great odds. But let's think about another set of odds. Of the 8 million high school athletes in the U.S., about 6% wind up playing college sports. Better odds than getting an agent, but still not great. But think about those athletes. Do you think the high school player who only shows up to team practices has the same chance of playing college ball as the athlete who puts in work before and after practice, who shows up on off days, who spends weekends attending private lessons? Of course not. The statistics for landing an agent are not fun, but I am not trying to bum you out. I'm trying to reinforce how important it is for you to do everything you can to stack the odds in your favor. 1 in 1,000. That's a 0.1% chance that your query is successful. But that is not a static number. Every writer does not have the same chance of securing representation. You can make it significantly more likely that you are the one an agent chooses. So how do you improve your odds? The first thing you need to do is change your mindset. Because querying feels like such a long shot, it's very easy to approach it as something that could happen, that might happen. You need to start thinking of querying as something that will happen. It's just a matter of when. And by approaching querying in this way, it no longer becomes about luck. You're not hoping that something turns in your favor. You are working toward the inevitable conclusion of landing an agent. When we approach the querying process as a long shot, we don't fully commit to developing the absolute best query that we can. Approach your querying process with intention. Intend to craft an amazing query that you are proud of. Intend to dedicate as fully to querying as you do to writing. Intend to land an agent. Our intentions become our actions, and our actions define our results. With querying, you cannot throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That is, if you don't want to spend years of your life querying agents. If you want it to happen now, for this book, you have to make it a deliberate process. When you do this, when you shift your perspective so that you are the one in the driver's seat, you begin to take more pride in your query, the same way you take pride in your writing. Because if it's all about luck, if the odds are random, then truly refining your query and spending the time and effort on the details isn't something that matters. But in reality, it does matter. Those details are how you separate yourself from those writers who are content to remain in the 0.01%. The details help you tear down barriers between your work and the agent so they can connect with your story. And that is when they decide to work with you. Not with someone who may have an amazing book, but who did not fully commit to the querying process and approach it with intention. So, how do you query with intention? How do you query deliberately? Well, the answer is by getting help. By finding someone to teach you about those details and methods you can use to vastly improve your odds. I didn't have a coach or a mentor while I was querying. I used trial and error, and I scrapped and fought, and that's why it took me 6 years to sign with an agent. But after I signed, I took that experience. I took everything I learned from my querying process and I built on it. I boiled down what worked and what didn't, and I spent additional years learning about the changes in the industry and designing techniques that cut through the noise and are effective in the saturated market. I'm a professional editor. I'm in this industry day in and day out, and I know what's going on. I know what agents want, and I know what you can do right now to make an agent say yes. And I want to share this with you, but I'm going to be straight with you. My help is not free. I wish it were. I wish I could make that happen, but unfortunately, it costs money to get this message to you and to create and host my teaching materials. I keep the cost as low as I can because I want you to access this. I want to see you succeed, and I want to see more great books in the world. But there is a financial investment. So if you are at a place in your writing journey where this is still a hobby for you, this is not something you are willing to invest actual money in, then this might not be right for you. But I encourage you, if you are trying to make writing a career, to get out of the mindset that your money is worth more than your time, because that is not true. Your time is the most valuable thing you have. Your time is what you use to create your work, and the work, the writing, at the end of the day, is more important than anything else. So I encourage you to value your time and to invest wisely. I'm not saying to give money to anyone who's asking for it, regardless of whether they can actually help you reach your goals, but invest wisely to advance your writing career more quickly. That way, instead of spending years querying and struggling and trying to land an agent, you will be able to spend those years creating, writing, and publishing, actually reaching readers and doing the thing that all of this querying is intended to help you do.